think about that.
There we go. We are live.
Michigan stinks.
Yeah.
Or Wisconsin stinks.
Wisconsin stinks. I mean, Michigan does too, but.
You know, the over-under on this game was 150.
But here we are.
Scored 112 points.
Well, there goes that. All right, well, now I can focus strictly on golf now until the selection is now done, so there's that at least.
Yeah, it looks like Matt is setting up here.
No, he's all good. He's good. My fucking mic keeps getting undone. Oy, wee.
All right,
dude,
so
like,
is it
in and out? Like, it'll just like pause and on pause for whatever random reason. But we're here. We're live. It's Selection Sunday. Brian's fired up. Not really, because Auburn sucks.
Yeah, a little concerned about that, but not too concerned.
Yeah.
But Bruce Pearl said anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter who it is.
Talking there, dude. Yeah, we can talk about them.
I mean, they'll be the number one overall seed, and they'll play a 16, they'll play an 8, and they'll get to the Sweet 16. And then anything can happen from there. They're getting past the first weekend. We'll see how high I am on them after this bracket comes out.
Bro, what the hell happened?
But I have gone from automatically assuming they're just going to get to the Final Four to I really need to see what this draw is going to look like, because I will be concerned if it's not an easy one.
Wow, okay.
Auburn on the road, man. A tale as old as time.
This escalated.
What?
Team has the most
Rory's re-up now.
road wins this year, by the way.
I know. Here we go with the stats. Yep. Send them at me,
They've been
Brian.
good on the road.
I was waiting for it. Send all the stats. Come on. Bring them on. Everything. The road, Hawaii, the whole thing, dude. Bring it on. I got you.
Yeah, I'm just not going to let you spit false narratives on this program.
Oh my god, dude. They're so bad.
So it looks like
lose to Tennessee, dude.
They couldn't make free throws, that's how. But it looks like UAB is going to lose, which I am very excited about here. And that was kind of the last question we had before this selection show, is would UAB be a bid stealer? And Did we not have any true bid stealers this year? I guess Colorado State in the Mountain West.
Yeah, St. Francis.
Yeah, but I'm talking like
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, that's a fucking steal, Brian. What are you talking about?
yeah, it's a steal in terms of they stole it from Central Connecticut, but that was always going to be a one-bid league.
Oh, so what do you mean then?
Like a bid stealer is in from a bubble team. Like a team that would not have made the tournament if they didn't win their
stole it
conference.
by winning the I got you.
So I think we had Colorado State, and that was about it.
Is this on?
Because the best chance, which we had in our bracketology all year, was George Mason winning the A10, and then VCU getting an at-large. And they just came up short today. I was so sad watching that.
Oh, it's on CBS. Oh, okay.
I think
Max
still.
Shoga and VCU just too much on offense.
And that VCU guy I found out today, he actually was going to go to Nova. And,
Shoga?
Yeah, and just didn't, and ended up going to VCU, which I don't blame him for not going to go to Neptune. But Kyle Neptune got fired. We can talk about that.
Yeah, I'm sure you're very excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, to go from what Jay Wright built to that it's a joke. The university should feel embarrassed for the joke of a program they've put out there for the last 3 or 4 years. And Jay Wright's part to blame. He was a guy that handpicked Neptune to be his successor, and it just didn't work out at all. Anyway. And when you go from winning 2 national titles to being the laughing stock of the Big East, there is no way in hell they could bring this guy back for another year.
You can argue DePaul had a better year than Villanova had. That biggest run they had in the tournament, I mean, that might have been better than anything Villanova did this year.
It's bad.
Yeah, I mean, look, Nova beat St. John's. They beat UConn. So there was some. This was the closest I think they were in the Neptune era to making the title. Which even if they weren't even that close, that's showing you how sad this Neptune tenure was.
Oh.
Well, since we have a little, I don't know if this is going to mess up my camera, but I am messing with some technical difficulties for a little bit until
we can predict our final bubble here because our last bubble was on Tuesday when we released bracketology, so we haven't really done one.
Actually, let's see what let's pull that up actually.
Let's pull up. I'm gonna pull up ours, and I assume you're pulling up Lenardi, Will.
Let's see. Wanna swing? Where is it? There we go. Which one are you pulling up? I'm sorry. I was on the site right now.
No, pull up. You're gonna have to find it. NCAA basketball bracketology.
Actually, I have not looked at this recently. If I do this, will it? Oh, okay, there we go. March 11th, so 5 days ago, before all the conference tournaments were all done.
So we had Oklahoma, Xavier, Georgia, Indiana in.
There we go.
Boise State, Texas, Nebraska, Arkansas out. Well, Arkansas is definitely out. I don't think Texas did enough. Georgia's probably safely in. I think Georgia's safely in.
Georgia's?
Yeah.
Who'd they lose to?
I forget who they lost to, but I mean, they could be still first 4 team. I don't know. That Florida win is looking like better and better by the day.
Yeah, I mean, Xavier.
They lost to Oklahoma in the first round of the SEC tournament.
Okay. So
But
I mean,
they ended the season with wins over Vanderbilt and Texas.
Yeah.
And Florida. So they'll be in. Maybe they'll still be that first 4. I don't mind that. Oklahoma, I think, did a little more than Texas. But again, that's going to be tough. Maybe Boise State I think Boise State getting to the
They
Mountain
should.
West title game, beating New Mexico.
I don't know if Boise's going to get it, man. The committee could totally snub them.
I feel like they should.
Yeah.
You beat New Mexico in the semis, and
You would think they should, but
Clearly, you've never seen this committee before, Will.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
listen, I thought you never know.
So, Will, who do we have? Scroll down a little bit and go to the 10 and 11 line. Okay, so we have UC San Diego at 11, VCU at 11. So we have George Mason at 12, so that's going to open up another spot. Well, no, I take that back. So the 12 seed we have George Mason as will go to Colorado State, which the committee might make Colorado State the 11 and push VCU or UC San Diego to that 12 line. And then, so I had a Ohio State in here too. It's probably just a typo on my part, but they're not getting in. There's no shot they're getting in.
And UC San Diego did win their conference, right?
Yep, they knocked off UC Irvine.
Yeah.
So I'd like them as an 11, but with Colorado State winning the Mountain West, they might cut to the 11 and push UC San Diego to the 12.
Oh, this keeps unplugging. So frustrating. Let's see, and then let's scroll down to the big
top
boys
seeds.
down
I
here.
think we are going to be perfect on our 1 and 2s.
Yeah.
Maybe St. John's sneaks in at 2 ahead of Texas Tech. Could see that flip. Michigan maybe get ahead of Kentucky for a 4.
I'm interested with Bama because that second half yesterday was diabolical. That was awful.
Bama will keep a 2 seed. I don't see them dropping. It's going to be interesting to see how the SEC. It's going to just be interesting if they can get 7 teams to the Sweet 16. I think that'd be considered a big win. But it's going to be tough.
Do you think A&M and Kentucky? Not Kentucky. Do you think A&M and Maryland potentially flip, or Clemson? I mean, I know Clemson lost in the semis, but they nearly came back and beat Louisville.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because didn't A&M have a really? Didn't they have a bad loss?
Yeah, they lost to Texas, so yeah, I definitely think A&M will fall.
Yeah.
I think Maryland would have shot up if they won the Big Ten, but I think they stay wherever they are at now. I don't think they'll drop because of the loss.
Yeah, I don't think they bump up Clemson. I mean, Maryland, I don't think they bump past Clemson, but depends what they want with Wisconsin. But they took toe-to-toe with Michigan.
Let me. There's got to be odds for these teams, right? If they'll get in or not.
Probably. I don't know where you would find them though.
Yeah, I'm gonna try FanDuel.
Oh, you're saying okay. They're probably not available though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Make tournament.
Oh, make tournament. Okay.
So they have Indiana. They have Indiana in heavily in. They have North Carolina as a heavy no, Texas as a mostly no, and Xavier they have in. Okay. So then let's see. Our bubble kind of matches up with that. Because I guess they're gonna assume Oklahoma's like in. So that would be we'd have Xavier. Well, go back up to our bubble.
Yeah, I'll give you credit on that, Brian. You've been calling for Oklahoma all like the whole time, dude. I did not think they were gonna get in. I guess we'll still wait and see, but
Yeah, they could just not get in, but I would think the committee. Okay. So we have the Sooners in, Xavier in, Ohio State will not be in.
no.
And Mike Woodson, Indiana will be in. So oh yeah, that's what I did. Okay. So I had a typo with Georgia instead of Ohio State in the last four. Yeah, I mean I like that, and then maybe they put Boise, and Boise gets in instead of the Ohio State who was on our bubble. I don't know if they go Boise or if they do a Texas and think that win over A&M was just enough. Or in Arkansas, like
What was it? Arkansas lost to...
a lot of people just think Arkansas is in, and we have not been high on Arkansas at all.
I mean, their loss came to Ole Miss in the tournament. I don't know. Arkansas is such a weird team. Sometimes they play really good this year. Sometimes they play really.
They have all the talent. They just haven't been able to string together wins, and that's what you got to do to get into the NCAA.
They nearly beat Bama a few months. Like they nearly beat Bama in February. They nearly beat you. I mean, not nearly, but I mean it was only a 7-point game against Auburn.
Yeah, they played Auburn tough.
Beat Texas both times. Beat Kentucky on the road. So they're very dodgy.
All right. So I'm going to. We got 10 minutes until this bracket releases. I want to put together a final bubble prediction. I'm going to guess last four in we'll have Oklahoma taking on Xavier, and we'll have Indiana. Indiana versus Boise, yeah.
I'm out to go Boise.
And the first team out will be Texas, and then the next three out will be UNC, Arkansas, Nebraska. That is, and I'm sure when people are listening back to this tomorrow and I'm wrong, they're going to laugh in my face.
Hey, man, dare to be different. You got to throw a prediction out there. You got to send something out there. That's what you got to do. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm guessing. Is this on? Is selection show on with the Wisconsin-Michigan game? It just says college basketball right now, but I'm assuming.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be CBS.
I'm assuming it's just gonna pop on right on here. Who's the guy who does it? Because
it used to be Greg Gumbel, but
and he died, right?
Yeah, so it might be Seth Davis now. I don't know who would do it.
Why can't they do the guy who does the white dude who does TNT with Shaq and Chuck?
Ernie
Johnson.
Johnson.
Ernie Johnson.
Yeah, why can't he do it? He'd be a great guy for it.
He would be.
I feel like he's everywhere.
He's good.
No, yeah, of course.
Be.
Is Jim Nance back this year for March Madness, or is he still taking a break for the Masters? I remember last year he didn't.
I thought he
retired from the Final Four.
Oh, he did. Damn.
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was officially done with basketball.
Oh, I thought it was
All right,
just like he
Brent
was taking a year
Stover's on the
off.
screen right now. Is he gonna do it?
I guess he's gonna do it.
Yeah, let me know as soon as it gets underway because I've got golf on for right now, and I'm gonna switch over.
They're just showing highlights right now.
Oh, you know what? Oh no, this is on CBS. So I can't. Fuck.
What?
I thought I could like watch it on my PlayStation and then put the selection on my TV, but I don't think I can because it's on CBS or it's on. Yeah, you know what I mean.
VCU. Do we see another Shaka Smart Cinderella run?
Well, are we live on Twitter or just YouTube?
Just YouTube.
Okay, you can set it to go live on Twitter.
Can?
Yeah, I
Okay.
added our
TikTok would have been electric.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Not sure how that would work with
You
this
said
one.
we can 100% go live now, though, right?
Yeah, we can go live. We just can't on StreamYard. But you can do Twitter.
We can do TikTok lives now, though.
Yeah.
I might start doing those during the week, like if I'm just like bored, like on a random Tuesday. Just
Let me
like
see if I'm able
I
to.
chat with people for an
No, I
hour.
don't think I can now.
Because you.
I wasn't sure if
started
a layout
already.
would have to be like different, so that's why I just kept
No,
it
yeah,
for
it's
YouTube
the exact
for now.
same.
Okay.
Yeah, in the future.
Yeah. Also, too, I did not realize that
my
once I start the intro
God,
video
Florida is
that you
so
guys
good,
can't
dude.
hear anything. I started that, I thought like you'd still hear
Oh
each
yeah, no,
other.
it just cut Matt off right away.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
All right. So our final bubble, my final bubble, just tweeted it out for the world to make fun of me after. I got Xavier in, Oklahoma in, Boise in, Indiana in, Texas, Arky, UNC, and Nebraska. First four out.
Brian, why do you love Xavier so much? I have no idea why.
They're a good team.
No, not.
They're a good team. I think they're better than like the middling SEC, not middling, but the bad SEC teams. I really like
you like
Zachary
Xavier over like the last team in from the SEC. Who is the last team in from the SEC?
The way we have it is Oklahoma.
Georgia? Oklahoma? Like,
I think Xavier's worse than Oklahoma, but I think they're better than Texas and Arkansas, and that's why
Did you have Georgia in or no?
Yeah, we have them safely, and they're 10.
Okay. That's what they have to do is be better than them.
Yep.
That's what they're up against.
Yes, that's the first four out, and then they're the last.
Pretty hilarious that they got Jay Wright right here on here after Neptune gets fired, and he's the hand-picked guy.
Oh,
all right.
No.
Our sixth line is interesting because we have Arizona, who made it to their Big 12 final. We have St. Mary's, who lost Gonzaga in the West Coast final, and then BYU, who made a run in the Big 12, and then Missouri. I don't know.
I will go on the record and say the sleeper team I've been on, UC San Diego, hasn't been released yet, but we'll slightly release it there. I saw a prediction that UC San Diego could be a 12 seed and match up against Arizona, which I would absolutely love.
That would be a high-scoring game. That's very.
That would be a juicy matchup for the first round.
That'd be a
Titans.
You're right. Give me 1 sec. We're gonna get Knicks in here.
Yes, we have Oregon as a 5, so maybe Arizona jumps Oregon. Also, Louisville at a 5.
Why is Oregon 5?
Very good. Oregon has some really good ones.
Yeah, I like Louisville.
What's up, Nick?
How's it going?
Good. What's up, brother man?
Hey, Houston's coming in hot, baby. We're about to win it all. Yeah, no, we're probably gonna flame out. We always find a way to, but I want to be hopeful and optimistic.
They look better than Auburn.
That's what I was about to say. They look a whole lot better than Auburn.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too nice about Auburn right now, dude. The guard play is just awful.
And that's how you win in March and how you lose in March is go to play. And
You just got to get hot, and the whole entire year it seems like they've been hot, or the defense been great, and then all of a sudden they just can't get a basket when they need it. It was crazy, dude. Tennessee kept trying to give us every chance to get back in the game, and just nope, did not want to do it.
No, I thought Chad had that open three at the end that would have given him the lead, and when Auburn's right, that goes in. The guys are going crazy. Chad probably gets teed up from just going crazy afterwards and bricks it. And it's scary. If they're not making their shots like they were in the beginning of the year, they're not talented. They're not good enough on defense to really win games when they can't make shots.
Yeah, and it's like Johnny went through his down stretch, and then now it's just the guards. It's like if both of them are not going in one game, there's no chance. So the first weekend they need to come out and win the first game by at least 20. At least 20. If this doesn't light a fire under them, there's no hope, because they need, like, they won the SEC title and then just completely fell apart. Like,
which I mean, it is easy to forget they did win the SEC title, which is a huge accomplishment. They're still a great team, but they're just, you don't want to be going this direction.
But it's the same thing like postseason baseball. It's like you can win 100 regular season games and lose in the first round. Like, if you're not hot at the right time.
Phillies last year, prime example.
Yeah.
The Auburn of the 2024 Phillies.
Oh,
chill out.
Yep.
Auburn is talented enough to get out of the first weekend by themselves, and they're probably good enough to get to the Elite Eight.
Here's the other thing, Brian, that you've been 100% convinced on. Are they still the number one overall seed? Are they the number one?
They should be.
4 number ones.
They definitely should be.
How are they locked into that? I don't know how it's not Florida. They
have the most quadrant one wins by far.
The best conference.
And Auburn won the more difficult championship, the regular season one, in the best conference.
We'll see what the committee. Or you said the committee doesn't value the conference tournament, right?
Not as much as they should.
Which is weird.
It's very weird.
It is weird.
I mean, honestly, I think it should be Duke that's the number one overall. They're shorthanded. They still won their conference.
I think
easily.
The amount of good wins Auburn has and the lack of bad losses, like, that's the stuff the committee looks at and is like, this is the best team by far. A lot of these guys just look at the net ranking and they're like, okay, this is Auburn's clearly above everybody else in quad one wins. They're clearly above everyone else in quad one losses in terms of not losing those games. Like, that's the best team, and that's what they look at.
And there's a lot of Auburn bias in here, and that's fine. But we have to look at what it is. And the Auburn Tigers are a little shaky at the wrong time.
And I agree with you, but
me for saying that. You could hate me. You can.
No, I agree. But I'm telling you, they deserve the number one overall seed.
Whatever you want to say, throw the stats at me from Hawaii. It's fine. But I'm just
from Hawaii
now. When the first weekend comes. When the first weekend
this might not be the best comparison. This might not be the best comparison, but the way that Auburn's kind of gotten that towards the end of the season. It's like Florida State, it's a little different. Obviously, they lost their guy, but it's like they had everything to get in the playoff, but now it's like it's going to be used against you of what the current team is. So I think that Auburn should at least be a 1 seed no matter what. Now, the debate for 1 overall, I could see it either way. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
Florida's really putting their foot in there too.
Yeah, I mean, Florida deserves a 1 seed, and Florida's a really good team. I think right now Florida's a better team than Auburn. They're playing much better basketball.
100%.
But the number 1 overall seed is about your resume, and Auburn has the best resume. And they've had the best resume since January. And that's why they deserve the number 1 seed.
The thing is, do you really want the first overall? Like that? The pressure of that.
Yes.
Putting on a team.
This team absolutely needs the first overall because you need to have those games in Atlanta the second weekend. I'm now like I didn't think it was that much of a big deal before.
That's
now, like I really want those home games essentially.
Yeah, that's true.
And they might give Duke Newark even if they get the number one.
You need it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it goes with Duke, 100%.
But they could still give Duke Newark because Atlanta is not a huge home court advantage compared to Newark for Duke. They might prefer Newark. So
God, it's so fucking windy out, man.
Yeah, we've been in a tornado warning.
Okay, all right, maybe not as bad as you. Holy shit! I thought it was gonna be so busy the golf course today because it was so warm, but
you got a
the
tribute
wind cranked up.
To Greg Gumbel, it looks like, and then we're gonna get going.
Oh, it's this guy all the way to the left is the guy who does it.
And then we're gonna have to try to get synced up at the same time because I already know that complaint's gonna happen.
I think
Adam Zucker.
Yeah, I'm in last. So I guess Will, when I don't know when a good time would be to pause, but you're probably.
I pause it? Am I ahead?
Will's definitely ahead of you, but you're ahead of me.
I don't have it on in the seconds. I'm gonna watch this shot real quick. I'm a little annoyed because Rory just bogeyed and JJ Spawn just birdied, so now it's only a 1-stroke difference.
Well, that's great, but like they're not a pick, dude.
I know.
Well, you're literally at the table. Jay Wright's getting riled up.
Speaking of Jay Wright, who's the next coach for Villanova?
Insider news.
They don't know.
I think it's going to be Ben McCollum from Drake, honestly. Or he might go to Iowa. Now that Fran McCaffrey's going. Drake, by the way, I really
Mike Nardi's taken over as the interim. Mike Nardi's taken over as the interim head coach, which I think he's the guy who should have got it 4 years ago. We'll see what he does because Nova's going to have a postseason tournament to play in. I don't know if it'll be the NIT or one of those other.
They might go to the Crown.
Yeah, whatever. Oh.
There it is. All right.
They absolutely.
I'm behind.
All right. There we go.
The debate is over.
All right. After this region, we'll pause so we can get a. Give me American in the first round.
And then
Atlanta.
Beautiful first round. That's a beautiful first round.
We love that. Some Alabama State, St. Francis.
All right, I think I'm on the same
as you. Second stringers.
Yeah, that'll be a.
We need the 8-9 though.
So yeah, let's see Auburn's the 8-9.
Ooh.
Don't show me. If you show me Gonzaga, I'm gonna freak out. Louisville an 8.
Louisville. What?
Dude,
Brian, try to keep yourself in cam so we can actually see.
So that is insane. What 8? What is this committee watching?
No.
Creighton.
Are we gonna revive? We're gonna bring back the shots of bourbon.
Second round.
I know.
Bring back the shots of bourbon.
I don't like Creighton at all, but Louisville. This is
that's
the worst.
That's a tough 8-9 right there. I mean,
all the 8-9s are gonna look tough.
How the hell is Louisville 8?
Because
that's
it's a lot of these programs that are historically good that aren't good this year. But Louisville's an 8 is insane.
I was almost 4 out of 5 in my predictions. Wisconsin blew the bag for me at the end.
Oh yeah.
Michigan 5.
Oh yeah. That's the matchup.
Oh, that's right there. Well, Matt's gonna have some fun with his UC San Diego pick in Auburn's region now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't love that they're in there. I don't love that they're in the Auburn region. But I do love that first round matchup.
Yeah, that's going to be a very popular 12-5. A&M is the
A&M?
Wow.
4?
Also, the committee loves these little nuggets, but you get Trey Donaldson with a chance to match up with Auburn.
Yale.
That's sneaky. That's a sneaky 13-4.
Yale against the SEC. We see it every year.
That is,
A&M
that is true.
A&M has some trouble scoring the basketball. Can't do that against Yale. Ole Miss is a 6. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, wow. So they put in North Carolina.
Oh, they put in North Carolina.
Dude.
Wow.
Dude. This committee is just... Everyone needs to be fired. They put in San Diego State, too. They're going to have San Diego State in and probably not Boise State in.
San Diego State was horrible.
Yes, that is one of the worst. Wow.
And North Carolina wasn't good either.
Iowa State 3.
That's a juicy matchup.
So we thought them putting in Virginia, was that last year? I thought that was the worst atrocious matchup they ever had for a first four. San Diego State, North Carolina is a joke.
Marquette 7. That's interesting.
That's such a joke.
New Mexico at 10. Okay.
I like that.
This committee needs to retire. Everybody on this thing needs to, I don't know what they're looking at.
I guess they found that Boise State loss to be really, really brutal.
Michigan State is a 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's great for Auburn. I'm not worried about Michigan State at all. I am in disbelief about San Diego State and North. I didn't even have San Diego State on the bowl. I wrote them off after they lost 2 in a row at the end of the year, and I was like, they're not getting in.
They should not be in the tournament outright like this.
Neither should North Carolina. This is insane.
It's a joke.
So that means now Boise's not going to make it in now? Probably.
How can the committee watch that North Carolina team go 1-11 in quadrant 1? And their one win against UCLA, when UCLA basically handed them the win, missing free throws and turned the ball over at the end, and say, that's an NCAA tournament team. That's absolutely unbelievable.
I can't get over A&M at 4.
I'm visible. Yeah. I'm like,
how did A&M finish 4 and Michigan went 5? That I do not understand.
Brian getting pissed off at the committee every year is it's gold.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
It's every year.
Because they screw it up every year.
Oh, Jack's in the chat too. UNC is in. That's a good draw for Auburn. Okay.
It is. It's a great draw for Auburn. I'm upset for Boise State fans for. I mean, we still don't know who the other first 4 game is, but probably Oklahoma fans. I'm upset.
Brian, I just think I know we've only done bracketology 2 years, but we might just need to stop doing the bubble teams, man, because we are so far. And maybe it's not our fault.
It's not our. It's the committee.
The committee is just way off, dude.
It's terrible.
We are so wrong every year.
They're gonna snub Oklahoma or Texas deserves to be in over North Carolina. Those teams have good wins. North Carolina doesn't have a good win. Their best win is
solely off their name. That's solely off their name.
It's a money grab. It's unbelievable.
And I was gonna ask, at what point does the committee value? The extra money, and it's 100% a money thing.
But then you look at they're going to end up putting in San Diego State instead of an Oklahoma or Texas because they're just stupid. And yes, I know San Diego State made a run to the national championship a couple years ago, but
look, it's tough to be perfect. There's never perfect brackets.
It's not about perfection. It's about giving these kids a chance if they do well. And not rewarding bad teams for playing for North Carolina.
It's the field of 68, Brian. That's a lot of matchups that you got to put out there. You're going to royally screw one of them up. And we just saw it right there in the first region.
Yeah, there's a difference between screwing up, a seed line. Louisville should not be an 8 seed. They should not be in the 8-9 game.
Yeah.
And then a difference between leaving a team out of the tournament altogether. Whoever gets left out in favor of North Carolina. That's atrocious. That is just
Auburn, Louisville in the second round.
I'm not worried about it. Louisville is good.
Is that their toughest test if they keep moving? If they get to the Final Four, is that their toughest test in the entire region?
They're a good team, but they don't have a lot of size. And
well, Michigan State. If all the top seeds win, Michigan State will play Auburn in the Elite Eight for.
I feel like that's a good matchup for Auburn.
Look, we said the same thing last year about Auburn's path. I don't think there's any such thing as a good path for Auburn. It's March. We just saw them lose to a Tennessee team that can't score. That puts up high school numbers. So there is no. I would not write off Louisville as easily as you're writing them off, Brian.
I mean, I'm not writing them off. I'm just saying that Auburn's Achilles heel this year has been like when a team with size in the front court can out-rebound them and outwork them. And Louisville does not have that. Neither does Creighton. And that's why those – like, if they got Gonzaga, I would have been very stressed.
You already know the bad luck charms out there ever since Bruce Pearl went on live TV and said the P word.
Can they call that a bad luck charm? I thought that was going to be a good gimmick, but I can't call it a good gimmick now.
He kind of got killed for that, dude. Everybody was roasting him.
People don't like him to begin with. They'll find any reason to hate on him.
Classless guy. I mean, it is pretty classless move to say that.
It just kind of slipped out.
Yeah, he was like he was in the locker room. It just kind of slipped out.
I don't think Hugh Freeze and Bruce Pearl are the epitome of class. I don't think Auburn's got the greatest coaches of character right now.
No, Bruce Pearl's definitely a whole lot better of a person than Hugh Freeze, though.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. Hugh Freeze. Oh, the first thing I think of when I hear Hugh Freeze is him coaching from the hospital bed.
Jesus.
So is this the number 2 overall 1 seed Duke?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you guys pause your TVs for like a second?
Yeah, I'll pause it up.
They just showed American and
Yeah, I'm not even there yet. I'll let you know when they show American.
I don't think I can pause it.
They still haven't shown American.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it either.
Just
Brian and I are at the same time. Now they show it.
Just showed American.
All right.
A little bit of
a timed up now.
A DMV game there with American taking on Mount St. Mary's.
That'd be perfect if we're like a few seconds apart.
Brian, is that a bid steal, Mount St. Mary's? I didn't even know they were going to get
They were the 6th seed in that conference.
Yeah, like they came out of nowhere.
Mississippi State gets an 8. Wow. See, now that's a team that could give Duke some problems. Probably doesn't have enough talent to get past Baylor.
Yep, Brian's
going to be
Bears.
See, now that is an 8-9 game I'd be much more stressed out about, and I'm very happy Auburn was rewarded with the number 1 overall seed.
We were right on the money with Oregon.
They have a lot of good wins, but they'll be a very popular, depending on who this 12 is. It's Liberty. I think Oregon has enough to get by Liberty.
Liberty out of the Conference USA is a 12?
Yeah.
That's ugly, man.
We've been talking about it. The mid-majors this year aren't very good.
There over Liberty. The Conference USA is a very weak conference. 12? Who the hell did Liberty?
I would have put Akron at 12 over Liberty. I really like that 13 seed Akron over a 4 there. I'm gonna really have to think about what upsets I pick because I'm always. My mind's just
honestly, if it was Akron A&M versus A&M, I honestly would take Akron, or at least they would give a really good fight.
BYU is a team that could make a run.
Oh, here's the favorite matchup upset of the tournament.
This
VCU.
This is
going to get hammered.
That's a good matchup.
This is going to get hammered.
That's going to be an interesting game.
And it's the 6-11 spot, dude. That's like the number 1 upset line.
2 completely different styles of play. BYU just wants to shoot a bunch of threes and run up and down. VCU wants to just death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's going to be a fun game. Wisconsin is a 3?
That's just horrible. They have 9 losses.
Yeah, I think we had them at the 4, and I was like debating if we should drop them.
I guess they made.
Okay, no, we did have Wisconsin as a 3.
I mean, they put that win over Michigan State pretty high, I guess.
Montana 14. That's gonna be a fun. I'm gonna say this a lot about upsets, but Montana can score. Montana can really score the ball.
If they can shoot, if they can hit threes, I'll cook you.
St. Mary's down to 7. Yeah, Montana has a guard named Money Williams as their 6th
Yeah, I
man.
saw that the other day. I forget what it was. One of the conference games I bet on. I was like, Money Williams.
Vandy,
Vander-
I like
Vander-
that. That's a good matchup.
This is a fun region.
That's a good matchup.
Yeah, this is
This
a
whole
fun
region's
region.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm not as high on Montana as you are, Brian, but I got to do a little research and watch some of their games.
They're
because
both pretty similar teams.
I don't know if they'll have enough to get by Wisconsin, but if that's like a double-digit spread, that's definitely going to be a fun one to take Montana with the points.
Alabama
Bama has a 2. Okay.
So
Yeah, I was
we're
curious
still
if they'd
waiting.
fall out of
Who's
the
going to
top
be
two.
that final 1 seed?
It's got to be Houston and Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who
Florida's-
was
wow,
Bama get to
Florida's
lose
gonna
to in the
come.
first round? They'll beat
Didn't they only
Robert.
do
Robert
two?
Morris.
Didn't they only do 2
Cakewalk
regions so
that.
far?
Yeah, that's the end of the second region. So interesting there. You put Vanderbilt possibly with a chance to play Bama in a conference matchup in the second game of the tournament.
Yeah, we talked about this, Brian. Remember, we were like it wouldn't happen in the first round, but we see these matchups pop up. That's that's not the game you want to play in the second round.
No.
It's funny. The top half of this region kind of is meh, but the bottom half is, oh my god, there's so many good matchups.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway here is Liberty should not be a 12 seed. Unless there's something I'm missing, but Brian, did we have them as like a 14?
I think
Jack,
we
I
had
can't
them at
pull up
13.
Jack, I can't pull up like the actual video because we would get copyright striked. Can I? Do they have? Are they updating these live? No, these aren't updated live. I was hoping there was. If they had something to keep it, no, we'll just keep it like this.
BYU to the Elite Eight. This guy just predicted. I think they're gonna have a tough time getting through VCU.
Yeah, we had Liberty at 14. Or no, yeah, we had them at 15.
Yeah, dude, it's a Conference USA.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a miss on our part there. I just.
Well, maybe they weren't at 15, but 12 is way like they should not be there.
UH
No.
should be the first seed. I would be surprised if they put Florida over them, but Florida's been hot.
They could put Florida.
I think Houston should get it.
We should get it. I don't know. I don't know what else we're supposed to do.
It's just the fact that Florida's been so dominant. Like they easily won today. They absolutely smoked. Bama.
Yeah. Beat Bama. I mean, yeah, they I know Brian likes to talk about resumes. They have maybe not, matched with Auburn, but pretty close to their resume. I think what
It's
hurt
not
them
that
this
close.
year is I think they had a couple bad losses, which is why it's not that close. But their wins were pretty strong, including beating
Yeah,
Auburn.
but even their win, it's like I don't think you put enough weight into Auburn's 16 quad one win.
I
No,
just
I
feel like
don't.
the Big
Florida is
12
10.
I don't put any.
That's Auburn has 6 more
I mean,
great wins than Florida, and Florida's a good team. Like 10-4 in
Yeah.
quad one's a great
and
record.
most of those, a lot of those came in Hawaii. I don't take any weight into the high school gym in Hawaii.
And 2 of them came in Hawaii.
They beat
One of them
Hawaii,
actually,
UConn.
or no, Memphis might.
There was like 3 of them.
Well, they beat Memphis, UNC, and Iowa State. I don't know if UNC and Memphis are still quad one wins.
At the time,
Memphis is. I think Memphis is UNC.
Memphis is
isn't it?
ranked like 15 in the country.
Yeah, but
UNC
they're
is
not-
definitely not, but
They're not
Memphis,
as
I
high
think,
in
is.
that. Yeah, Memphis is a quad one win. North Carolina is barely a quad one win. Okay, so they all are.
Really?
So,
Damn.
so 3 wins in Hawaii in the high school gym.
All right, so they still have 13,
Noted.
which is still the most in the country.
I
No,
didn't say anything. Just keeping track. 16's a lot, nonetheless. I will give you that, and that's why they're the number 1 overall seed.
Exactly.
So there you go. The committee didn't screw that one up. And I agree. Auburn, like, I don't know. I would, like, if they gave it to Duke, I wouldn't have been as upset as you probably would have been. But, I think it could have went Duke or Auburn. The right calls, definitely probably Auburn. But if they went with Duke, I wouldn't have been,
Oh, here we go.
I would have been that banged up about
I
it.
can just pull this up. It's kind of hard to. Actually, I guess I gotta just. I wish there was an easier way to read this, but.
Yeah, so
Nope,
start
didn't
in
do that.
Auburn's region here. I could just, while we're in break real quick. I'm not really worried about either Louisville or Creighton. Michigan is UC San Diego. If they get hot, sure. But I don't think they'll win 2 games in March. And then A&M obviously beat Auburn, so they scare me a bit. But like this is Auburn's. Iowa State being there also is kind of scary. I'm more scared of Iowa State than I am of Michigan State in the bottom of that region. I'll probably have Iowa State.
I'm not too worried about A&M when they're not playing in College Station. Like their inconsistent shooting, I think I wouldn't be too worried.
Yeah, I mean this is a good draw for Auburn. It's a really good draw.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, thank you.
All right.
There's Houston as the 3rd number 1 seed.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
I was about to say I don't know what else we're supposed to do.
Well, they play Suey.
Well, the first 2, Auburn, Duke, I think was the right 1-2, and then Houston's at 3. I think this is
I called it.
Exactly
Wow.
where they should have been.
How about that?
Yeah, this, I mean.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were.
White.
Shit, I thought you were ahead of me.
Oof. Tough.
I thought you were ahead of me. I didn't
second
realize
round
you,
for
bro.
Houston.
Gonzaga 8.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
I am sorry, Nick. That's not what you want to see.
Oh God.
Well, and Brian, that so very well could have been on Auburn's side, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one team I did not want to see in Auburn's region. Mark Few has made the Sweet 16 in every tournament he's coached in since 2015. That's not.
Streaks always come to an end.
They made the Sweet
Georgia
16.
9.
Yeah, Georgia was a 9 or 10. That should be a Gonzaga victory.
Yeah, 100%.
Clemson gets a 5. Okay, so they could have been higher than that. I think this is the committee
I
saying
thought they were going to be at least 4. At least.
This is the committee saying they do not value the ACC at all,
Yeah.
except they put in North Carolina. So they're contradicting themselves.
All right.
It's ridiculous.
Better matchup for McNeese this year.
You don't love it, though. You want to see Clemson make a run.
That's tough.
Better matchup for McNeese.
Purdue is a 4. So, Nick, besides Gonzaga, this is looking like a...
Yeah, but I would put I would put Clemson higher than Purdue.
I'm going to have to calm down because I've liked every 13 seed to beat the 4.
Jesus.
I really like this High Point team.
I mean, I kind of like that. I don't like this Purdue team at all.
Yeah, I don't like Purdue. I can't say I love High Point, though.
Illinois is a 6.
Ooh, that's another. Much like Gonzaga, very talented, just underperformed.
Brian's going to love this playing game.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Gets in.
But they put Texas in, too. So Texas over Oklahoma.
Yep. That means Oklahoma's probably not going to make it, right?
No, they shouldn't know.
So no Oklahoma and
Is
no
there
Boise.
one more?
So I am happy we see Texas in. I do. I like Trey Johnson a lot. He led the SEC in scoring as a freshman. He's an electric player.
He's a bucket.
They also have Arthur Kaluma, who used to be on Creighton.
Kentucky 3.
Kentucky 3.
They have a lot of good wins, too. I think we had them at 4 in our bracketology, but heck, 3 makes sense.
Troy.
Okay, I do not like that Troy team very much, unfortunately.
Yeah.
UCLA at 7. UCLA had a weird year.
I don't know. I feel like the selection committee really likes a Big Ten.
Utah
team for whatever
State
reason.
getting a 10. All right.
I like that for Utah State, honestly.
Yeah, that's not a bad game for them. Tennessee gets the 2. Okay. So 2 very similar teams in Houston and Tennessee in that region.
I'm not feeling too great.
Oh, Colin's gone.
Yeah, there are a lot of good teams in this region.
Wofford.
I think you might have wanted that last number 1 seed.
I mean, the last number 1 seed's gonna have UConn in it. They're gonna. Who else?
Yeah, let me.
I haven't seen St. John's, UConn.
Yeah, St. John's, UConn, and I mean, UConn's not the same team they've
Texas
been,
Tech.
but you still don't want to play them.
Who else?
Yeah,
is
you'll
it?
get Texas Tech in there too.
Oh,
I would take this region over that one. I think.
Who are the other teams that we haven't said yet? Let's say. Have they said Arizona yet? I don't think they have. No?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
They have.
So he's St. John's, UConn. What SEC
Yeah,
teams?
I'm looking up.
Some
I'm
SEC
looking at our
teams.
bracketology to see.
Kansas will be in there.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Florida.
You might
So
get
is it-
Kansas UConn in the 8-9 game.
So it's gonna be Florida 1, St. John's 2. Who
Tech
else
3.
was?
This
think
is the
that-
worst seed Kansas has had in like I don't know how many, like 10 years.
A lot of years. We still haven't seen Missouri. We still haven't seen Memphis.
I don't think we've seen Maryland.
Haven't seen Maryland. Yeah, this region's gonna be loaded, dude.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Drake,
I
too?
feel a lot better right now.
Okay, let me get Colin back in here. There he is. All right, I'll get this back on the screen.
That is a stacked region that we're about to see. UConn, Kansas as an 8-9 is juicy.
Why is this? Oh, because I was in.
How often has there ever been two what you could pretty much consider blue blood teams having a first round matchup?
Yeah, it's a weird year for like the 8-9s. Like, I mean, Baylor, Gonzaga. It's Kansas, UConn. It's teams you expect to be on the 1 line, and you got them in the 8-9s.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to get just not recency bias, but just, they're so familiar with the teams. They're going to be like, oh, this team's usually good. And they're going to pick teams that, are usually good that might not be as good this year. Could foul up some brackets.
Definitely. It's going to make for a really fun second round.
Like if Texas gets in at 11, they're going to be like, oh, Texas. And then, I don't think Texas is going to win their 6 seed game.
No, that will be Texas versus Xavier will be a lot of fun. Definitely more fun than UNC's and San Diego State. That game is disgusting.
Yeah, and that's what you expect in the play-in. Like the 16 seed play-in, who gives a shit? But the 11 seed play-in is this is a potential Cinderella that you're.
Yeah, we've seen VCU go first 4 to Final Four, and then UCLA a couple years ago did the same thing.
So it's the 11. You want the committee to make those matchups as juicy as possible.
What's the furthest the first 4 team has made it?
I think Final Four.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever seen one get to the championship, but VCU and UCLA went to the Final Four.
Wasn't UCLA?
Did they get to the championship?
Yeah, they lost to Gonzaga on the.
Is that the Juzang team?
Yeah, I forget if that was the first 4 year or the year after.
Was that a different?
VCU made a historical. It was VCU after beating.
Yeah, they went to the Final Four.
UCLA had like a mini dude who looks like mini J. Cole.
UCLA definitely did too. And then
VCU in a 4 year.
Michigan State went to the Elite Eight from the first 4 1 year. I want to look that up now.
Okay, so yeah, UCLA made it. I'm look. I have this pulled up right now. So UCLA did. They made it to a Final Four when they played in 2021 when they played Michigan State. Oh no, that was that was the opening round. It doesn't say who they lost.
Oh, they beat Michigan State that year in the first four. That's what it was. All right, well, there's Florida, last number 1 seed.
I think they got all the number 1s right.
Who will be the 16?
Who they got to play?
Cleveland State? No, Cleveland State lost.
Norfolk
State. They get out of the first 4. They're normally a first 4 team. All right, UConn.
There's
Kansas.
UConn at 8.
Yeah.
Give them Kansas. Give me Kansas. Let's see it.
Oklahoma is in.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
So a team's going to get snubbed.
As a 9?
This is where I'm looking at our bracket now.
That's a joke.
What?
Okay, so West Virginia's not going to get in. Memphis is the
5.
So
Oh,
they get
yeah. I
Maryland
forgot
to
about
4?
Memphis. Yeah.
Yeah, Memphis. I think 4 could be Maryland.
12 for Colorado State.
That's a tough
sense.
matchup. Yeah.
So they take the George Mason role.
And that's a better home game for Colorado State.
Can we get Maryland?
I think it's gonna be Maryland. Yeah.
Maryland and UNCW here. You think?
But
who could it be? We could get UNCW. We could see
Grand Canyon.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Ooh.
Big GCU. I'm a big GCU guy.
Is this 6'7" point guard going to be back for this game?
Tyon Grant Foster. He was back for the tournament.
All right.
Tyon Grant Foster versus Derek Queen. That'll be a fun matchup.
6 Missouri.
Maryland, are they just going to be too much?
If Kansas doesn't get 7 or 10,
be.
they're not going to make it.
But Jacoby Coles and Tyon Grant Foster are 2 very good players for Grand Canyon. No, West Virginia's not getting in. Drake is the 11. Okay.
And Brian's team falls.
I don't like Drake against Missouri. I don't think they can score enough.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like that draw. I would have liked Drake against Maryland more than I like them against Missouri.
Nick, do you have a future on Kansas or something, dude? Because this Kansas pick has really got you hyped up.
No, I just don't.
They'll be in the
someone who's
7-10.
followed Big 12 sports for a long time, I like to see their downfall.
That's not what we expected.
Yeah, this is another.
Not expecting that.
You're like, oh, they're gonna make it to the Elite Eight.
I'm hoping they like somehow don't make it. I have a Kansas friend that's insufferable that I would just give him so much hell.
Right there, buddy.
Yeah, they're gonna be the 7.
Damn it.
Which we'll see who they get here.
Well, this is gonna be the last bubble team. Will it be West Virginia?
Arkansas.
That's an ugly matchup.
Oh my God.
So this
That's
is now
just ugly, dude.
St.
Bill
John's
Self versus Cal in the first round.
It'll be St. John's against who's the last?
You think
Vermont? No, Vermont lost. Bryant? Did they show Bryant?
No, Bryant's already in.
Yeah. Could it be Boise or no? They can't. No, they can't.
Boise won't be at 15.
It's Omaha.
How did we forget about Omaha?
I didn't even know that they won it.
Yeah.
They're not
right.
that right. Are they a threat?
No. I like St. John's to get.
Not with a Patino team. He's not losing the first round.
Is that the full bracket?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's a full bracket.
Huh.
I really like the chalk in that region. I could see Grand Canyon pulling something off against Maryland. but
This bracket won't show the first 4 in.
all right, yeah, let's
Oh, they show it down here.
let's go through real quick. Just make some very early predictions before we hop off here.
No, don't do that.
All right. Is there a way you can zoom out on the
Zoom out, or you want me to zoom in?
out so I can just kind of see?
Like, if I zoom out, you can't, like, read it.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I was gonna, like, probably do it, like, section by section.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so in the first region, in Auburn's region, I like Auburn.
Should we jump into? Should we do the first 4 first, or should we just go right?
Yeah. Let's go first 4 first. All right.
Yeah, let's hit the first 4.
We could just go rapid fire around the horn here. Matt, you want to start it off?
Yeah, well, I Alabama State, St. Francis. Is that what you have? I'm looking at a different one, but I guess it's all the same shit. I'll give the nod to St. Francis. I don't know anything about Alabama State.
Yeah, I don't know much about Alabama. I did watch a little bit of the NEC tournament, so I'll go with St. Francis too.
Nick, Will.
Give me Alabama State. I'm just gonna be a contrarian.
Yeah, I like Alabama State. I watched the game last night and when they won the conference championship, but
Are they nice, Will? Or are they your sleeper team?
no. But screw it.
All right, well, 16 seeds, who cares? Here's Brian's matchup of the first 4. Texas Xavier. Teams I think are so mid. I guess that's why they're the 11 seed and in this play-in. But I'll give the edge to Texas in the stronger conference.
Yeah, I like Texas as well. Trey Johnson's the best player in this game, and sometimes it's all you need in a matchup with a mid. I'm happy. We'll get to my gripe with the other major first 4 game, but I am happy the committee did right by Xavier and put him in here, but they won't have a long stay.
Well, that's why I'm saving that one for the end. But Nick, Will, you guys got one?
Horns down. Horns down. Going Xavier.
I'd probably go Texas. I think Xavier is just. I just don't think Xavier's that great.
They're not.
They're not.
That's pretty bad.
Will, I think Colin's in the on backstage.
He's not.
Okay.
I got it open.
Now St. Mary's. We'll go with American.
Would you say American? Your mic kind of like
I
cut
said
it
I'll
out.
go with American in the American.
I'm going American.
Yeah, same.
Right in my backyard. Let's go American. Also, we might be the official podcast of the American basketball team. They all the moms of the players liked our tweet about Matt Rogers captaining that team to the March Madness.
Yeah,
so we got to go American.
All right, I'll keep it like this, I guess.
What up?
What's up, Colin?
Yo.
Are you as mad as we all are, or I guess maybe just me, about North Carolina getting into this thing?
I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I kind of thought it was going to happen, but I can't say I'm happy. I mean, losing Duke without Cooper Flag and the way they lost, kind of not very good.
Yeah, they did. I just don't understand how you look at that resume and say this is a tournament team, other than the fact that they're North Carolina. But we're making picks here for the first 4. So we'll get yours real quick. We did the Alabama State, St. Francis, Texas Xavier, and American Mount St. Mary's, and then we have North Carolina next.
Yeah. Alabama State, rep the home state there. I'll get Texas. I think they played really good in the SEC tournament. American right down the street. And I'll get San Diego State out of spite. but I think they could probably win because they are a pretty good team.
Matt, who are you liking that last Final Four, her first four?
Both teams are ugly.
I thought he was gone. This is such a long pause.
Tough pick, man, but give me San Diego State. But this could go either way in an ugly one.
Yeah, I think I like North Carolina. I know I've been shitting on the committee for the past hour, but I do really like North Carolina, at least in this game, just based on talent alone. They can score. San Diego State can't score the basketball. It's the same thing we saw with Virginia last year.
Yeah, I might have to change my pick to UNC. I'm so back and forth on it. I'd rather just not even make a pick, to be honest with you. I hate this. This is my most hated matchup of the tournament.
Yeah, I will say I don't think any, like, at least some years there's one team in this that I'm like, if they can win their first four game, I'll probably pick them to pull off an upset and maybe make a run. I can confidently say there's no team here that I'm going to pick to win a game once it gets down to 64.
I think I think it's unlikely because I don't remember who the American St. Mary's matchup is. Which one do they go up against? I don't have it listed. It's the Eastern Conference.
I think it's Duke, yeah.
So
because Auburn gets the other one.
Yeah, never mind. Well, I mean, maybe. Who knows? Because they're not 100%. Because I do like American a lot, but that'd be the only team I would have any hope for in this.
Yeah.
Every other team is meh.
All right. Well, I guess
they're interviewing two of the committee guys right now.
The first question is going to be, why is North Carolina in the field?
I hope
they're not going to have a good answer. They just got to use freaking Ken Pomeroy. Just get him to make it the 64 best team. This committee is failing the sport.
All I can think of is a clip that kind of actually did well last year where so is a selection committee, is the committee just taking shots of bourbon or what?
Yeah, I mean,
they're completely faded.
This is worse than last year, too.
Right now.
Yeah, what was it last year? There was one that was.
It was Virginia.
Last year. Was it Virginia?
Yeah.
But now North Carolina's going to go on a run and make the Elite Eight, and they're going to be like, oh, this is
That's exactly what will happen.
But I do also kind of like Texas, though, against Illinois for some reason.
Texas is such a weird team. Sometimes they play great, and sometimes they play like shit.
Same thing with Illinois. Illinois has been healthy all year, and they're just, I could definitely see UNC just because they have all the talent in the world. They suck.
Because they play Ole Miss.
Yes, they get Ole Miss.
All right, so do we want to go?
Let's go.
Conference now.
Let's go Elite Eight, and then give out our Final Fours and our champion. And these will all change, obviously. But I'll go Auburn, Iowa State is that the South region?
Yes.
With Auburn advancing to the Final Four. In the East, I'll take Duke.
All right, so did anybody listen to that or no?
No.
Okay, so they just gave their explanation on why North Carolina made it, so I thought you guys would be watching it. UAB and Memphis was the contingency. If UAB beat Memphis, North Carolina would have been out. But UAB didn't make it. Memphis gets in, and North Carolina was that contingency team that made it.
It's still not a good answer for them.
What?
That's still not a good answer from them. The other bubble teams deserve it more.
Whether it's good or not.
Yeah, and I mean that makes sense. Like I was saying,
the follow-up question should be, well, why is North Carolina the first team out?
Yeah, that shouldn't have been the case.
Exactly. That's the follow-up question they need to have.
Yeah. Oh, they're interviewing the director of athletics at North Carolina, who happens to be on the committee.
What?
That's
crazy how things work.
It's our job.
And they
That's
tried
insane.
starting the beginning off of, we really tried to go through and make sure there were no conflicts of interest. Guy works at the damn school.
Yeah, that's insane. Well,
right,
good
so
for
that's
North Carolina fans. But yeah, I'm taking Auburn to beat Iowa State in the South. I'll go Duke to beat. I'll take Alabama. Duke to beat Alabama in the East. Well, can you scroll down for me?
Yep.
I will go Texas Tech over Florida. And what is that? Is that the West?
Yes.
And then I will take Houston. No, do I want to take Houston? I don't trust Houston against Gonzaga. Oh, this one's an ugly region.
Yeah, that one's it's.
I have no idea what I want to do here. Maybe I pull a Matt and take McNeese to the Final Four.
They got a better path this year than they did last
They
year.
have a much better path this year.
And their manager's bumping music, so no.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have to. Obviously, this is just first reactions, and I'm gonna have to workshop my picks. But I'm gonna go Gonzaga over Tennessee. Gonzaga to the Final Four.
Jeez, man.
And then we get a Final Four of Auburn, Duke, Texas Tech, and Gonzaga. We get Auburn-Duke rematch, and I have to take Auburn to win it all.
Yeah, definitely no bias there.
Nope.
I like the path, though. I like the path for Auburn.
Did you just go through every single pick, or how did you just do that? I wasn't really keeping up.
He just did Elite Eight.
Elite Eight, and then who reaches the Final Four, and then my champion.
All right. I will give you. Oh, dude, I hate that UC San Diego's in it with Auburn. It's so annoying. I do like Michigan State's path to the Elite Eight, so I think they'll get there. I think this is the easiest Elite Eight to pick, and Auburn and Michigan State making the Elite Eight. When we go to the East, I think Duke's path is pretty strong. And I like Alabama. Like, what's their toughest matchup going to be? Potentially Wisconsin in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
I would like you to think St. Mary's.
Yeah, Matt, you like the St. Mary's team.
I
just
don't like them going up against an Alabama team that scores 100 points. And
This is the second year in a row they've put St. Mary's right next to Alabama, right? Because last year Grand Canyon beat St. Mary's, and then Alabama played Grand Canyon. So I guess they really want to see St. Mary's play Alabama.
Yeah, I'll dare to be different and say VCU and Duke for the Elite Eight. Sorry, Colin, the Crimson Tide get knocked off by the Cinderella. Again, really love Florida's path here. Maybe Maryland is their toughest matchup in the Sweet 16. I think they get past them. St. John's. How is Rick Pitino in March? I know he's good in year two, but I mean,
7 Final Fours.
7 Final Fours. Yeah, again, they have a really, really good path. Maybe we see a Drake St. John's matchup in the Sweet 16. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I know pretty chalky here, but Florida and St. John's is tough to pick against. Just strong teams, you know?
Yep.
And then Houston, I could see getting upset by Gonzaga. I'll give you, though, just to, again, dare to be different, whatever these rankings are worth. Give me McNeese in the Elite Eight, and I hate Tennessee. This is going to be the weird one. Give me McNeese and Utah State.
It's happening again.
It's happening again.
What?
You're going to go McNeese to the Final Four again.
Absolutely. Dude, look at their path. I mean, if you look at what they have, Tennessee does not scare anybody. And look at, like, if McNeese can get by Clemson, they have a shot. They have a shot. Gonzaga isn't as strong as they were last year. It all depends on what happens in Houston. If it's Houston and McNeese in the Elite Eight, or Houston and McNeese in the Sweet 16, then I think Houston wins. But I think Gonzaga is going to beat them, and McNeese gets their revenge in the Sweet 16. Fuck it. All right, so now what I got to do? My final four.
You spent the whole year during this basketball season saying you're going to find another Cinderella. You like McNeese, but you're not going to go crazy again and pick them to go to the Final Four. And the second the bracket drops, we hear McNeese is going to the Final Four.
I love their path. And there might be
That's all it took.
And look, UC San Diego would be in my Final Four if they didn't have Auburn in their region. I mean, it sucks that they're there, but that's what it is. So, Final Four. No, I said Elite Eight. I didn't say McNeese.
Okay,
we'll make the Elite Eight, and then we'll lose to Utah State. So my Final Four is VCU, Utah State, Auburn, and dude,
Florida or St. John's?
Florida, because 1 seed's got to make it. Or I guess I have Auburn. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's weird enough.
Auburn versus Florida, and then Utah State taking on VCU. It's only crazy
until it happens.
Who's your national champion? Florida?
Yeah. I'll give it to Florida.
And these will all change. You're not penciled into Florida. You can change it.
I'm not penciled. And this is like first look reaction. Like obviously, as I digest this tournament over the next couple of days, I'm gonna have probably a completely different bracket come Wednesday evening. So, yeah, this is for fun. So
all right, Colin, Elite Eight,
having some fun with it, Brian. Like, geez.
Let's see, South Elite Eight. Give me Yale and Michigan State.
There we go. There's some fun.
Colin's
got the right idea.
You saying that Yale's going to beat Auburn again?
Yeah.
Just watch.
Imagine.
Sometimes teams just own teams, you know. They're smarter. Auburn might have a bunch of 25-year-olds, but they're not smarter than the Ivy League.
They have one 25-year-old. One.
East, give me go Alabama, but I do think BYU could make it. I don't know. I really like BYU. So Alabama, and then I'll get Duke. And then West, give me Maryland, St. John's. I'll go UNC and Houston.
If UNC makes an Elite Eight, I might have to quit doing this.
But the committee was right.
Because I can't admit the committee was right.
Yeah.
And I'll go Michigan State, Final Four, Alabama, Final Four, St. John's, and then UNC. And then Grant Nelson owns UNC. So give me Alabama and St. John's. And then I think St. John's wins.
All right. I don't hate that at all. I really like St. John's. I don't love the Texas Tech matchup for them. But if they get past that, I could see them.
I think Florida, though, is just like, because St. John's doesn't shoot threes. Or can't, really.
Florida's a bad matchup for everybody.
Like, if Missouri makes it to the Sweet 16, I think Missouri would win. But I don't know.
All right, Will, round us out here.
All right. God, I hate this South division. I don't know what it is. That Auburn, potential Auburn Louisville matchup just scares me. I'm gonna surprise people, and I'm gonna have Louisville in the Elite Eight against
Have some
Iowa
fun with
State.
it, Will. Have some fun.
I just don't trust Auburn. I don't. It really is, and I don't trust Michigan, and the top half I don't like. So I'd have Louisville versus Iowa State. And then in the East, I just think there's like Duke's path is like the hardest team they got to play is Arizona. I'll have Duke. This one will be dull. I'll have Duke and Bama. I don't know if this other East. I feel like they're not. I mean, BYU. I do like what Colin was saying. I really do like BYU. Wisconsin's hit or miss. Montana. We'll see. If they beat Wisconsin, I think they could go on maybe a run. But I'm just gonna go chalk and go Duke versus Bama, and then on the West, I don't know, Florida. The only team I think that Florida like potentially scares me is Memphis, because Memphis can get hot. But I'm still gonna go Florida, and I go Florida versus Texas Tech. I don't know. St. John's, I could see it, but I don't know. St. John's is weird. I feel like some games they play really good, and then some games they'll play really shit. And then I'm going to go Clemson and Tennessee. Houston, that second matchup with potential Gonzaga scares me, and I just think the bottom half of the Midwest is just really bad. Like I mean, I don't see with McNeese beating Illinois. That's tough, but if they do beat them, I think honestly they have a chance of beating Troy or Kentucky. But I'd do Texas and Clemson, and then I'd probably do Final Four would be so Tennessee beating Clemson, Florida beating Texas Tech, Iowa State beating Louisville, and Duke beating Bama. And then I would say I'm gonna say Duke versus Florida national championship, and Florida wins it.
Yeah, I like that national championship a lot. I think that's going to be a real popular one.
Yeah,
What's the popular national title?
Florida Duke.
Yeah, and I think
fun.
It's two of the hottest teams, and like Duke's still winning they won the ACC, and not half their team, but like Cooper Flagg didn't play, and I'm going blank on his name, also didn't play, and they still won that game easily. So, and then Florida's just beating the shit out of everybody right now, and they just look unbeatable right now.
Yeah.
And they don't really like the only team I could see them maybe giving them trouble is really Memphis. Like I just don't. I look at that Western Conference and I don't.
UConn will put up a fight, just because Hurley will.
Yeah, I think they'll put up a fight, but I can't see UConn beating Florida.
No. I am happy Auburn avoided UConn. I didn't want any part of UConn. I didn't want any part of Gonzaga. And they are completely on the other side.
I think Creighton might be a bad matchup. just bit like Kolkbrenner.
Yeah,
Be shut down, Bruin, but I don't know if they have enough offense to beat Louisville.
No.
I don't think they'll beat Louisville. And Kalkbrenner is the kind of big that he's not. He's kind of just tall. He's not really as athletic. Where Broom won't struggle as much with him. Creighton can score if they shoot well from three. They won the Big East tournament, right? Or no, they lost to St.
They
John's.
lost to St. John's.
Yeah.
They beat UConn in that semi. They almost lost to Paul too. Yeah, Creighton does not scare me.
All right, so before we get off, do we want to have like one prediction, like one big bold prediction?
Yeah, well, Matt's
For
taking
Colin,
the East to get to the Elite Eight again.
Yeah, that's Colin's. Colin's is off the board, but for Brian and Colin, just one ridiculous out there prediction that you would have.
Go through all of the 13 4 games with me. It's Yale, A&M, Akron, Arizona. What are the bottom two?
The bottom two are High
Grand
Point,
Canyon.
Purdue, and Maryland, GCU.
Yeah, I'll go out on a limb and say
All the 13s beat the 4s.
at least 3 of the 13s win their matchups.
Okay. And then
So only one 4 seed at the most advances to the round of 32.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna just say.
I actually really like that.
I'm gonna say. Oh fuck! Dad, I want to say this with Montana, but it kind of contradicts what I said about BYU. It sucks, and I really like Akron. I wish they didn't get Arizona, because I could see Akron potentially beating Oregon. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I think New Mexico get in the Sweet 16. I think New Mexico beat Marquette and potentially beat Michigan State. And I think they'd lose to Iowa State. I think that would be my bold prediction, I guess.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I might actually end up picking that if I stick to Iowa State to the Elite
I wish
Eight.
they won the Mountain West, but it is what it is with that.
I think mine would probably be, I think Drake Final Four.
Love that.
Their first half spread has made me like $400 this year, so gotta ride with my boys.
And Ben Stritz. I like that Drake team a lot. I like him every year, but I like this team a lot.
Actually, now that I look at it, Brian, depending if McNeese can beat Clemson, I think actually High Point can also make it into the Sweet 16. I think that's possible too. I don't think they'd beat Clemson, but if McNeese were to beat Clemson, I think they can make it into the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna make it bold because why not? Every 13 seed is gonna beat every 4 seed.
All right. I mean.
So that's High Point. That's Grand Canyon. That's Yale.
I like that. I think the only tough one is potentially Akron, Arizona. That's the only one that I'm like, that's tough. But I really like Akron. It's
a tough matchup, but I like Akron the most. So yeah, Akron, Yale, High Point, and Grand Canyon are all moving on to the second round.
Like Yale, I honestly don't mind the Yale pick. I hate.
And then I can be terrified of Yale in a possible Sweet 16.
Imagine.
I would nuke Yale.
Auburn gets knocked out by
Yale.
Auburn gets knocked out by Yale back-to-back tournaments.
10 unit play of the year, Mega Max, and then they'd probably lose by like 30.
The only problem is it's not going to take that because UC San Diego is going to knock them out in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Laugh now. That's fine.
That's what totally about McNeese.
McNeese on the other side of the bracket, bro. They have a cakewalk path as far as I'm concerned. Purdue has been the most inconsistent team, I think, in the entire country.
It's not even going to be Purdue. They're going to play High Point.
Even better. Like McNeese, like Will Wade has brought a team to the Final Four. He's been to the song and he's done the song and dance, dude. He's been there before.
I mean,
And do they have the talent? I don't know, but they have talent. And look, Clemson has shown to be inconsistent all year. Purdue, you're telling me, dude, March Madness is all about the stories. McNeese versus Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. Will Wade revenge of last year. You're telling me that that's not just an absolute monster headline? I don't know what is.
I will say I did watch them in person.
Who?
And McNeese State.
And they almost beat Bama this year.
Yeah, they lost to Bama by 8. It did look pretty good.
Dude, I'm telling Brian laughs.
On the ground.
It's
I'm not laughing at the pick. I'm laughing at the fact it just flamed into a bunch of just terrible nonsense last year. And you told yourself you're not going down this well again. And the very first thing when this bracket gets released is they're going to the Elite Eight. That's what I'm laughing at.
I think my more bold prediction that I like is, and I probably in the official one that I do for Views League or Views Group, I probably won't have them in going that far. As I did last year, I had them in the Final Four. I will probably, I'll probably have them. I mean, dude, I love a Gonzaga McNeese Sweet 16 revenge game. I really do. I'm not going to have them in the Final Four this year. No, I probably won't even have the bracket I just threw out there. But as first, dude, VCU going on a run to the Elite Eight is not that far fetched.
No.
And their path as well is very, very doable. I mean, look at VCU. I want to talk about that for a second, dude. I know we all love BYU. I love BYU. I had them winning the Big 12. They got cooked by Houston. They can beat them. Who would they have to play? Wisconsin? Are we worried about Wisconsin? What are we talking about here? Wisconsin, I'm not scared of. They'll get through them. And then Alabama's their biggest battle, which that'll be a great game. And Alabama's a phenomenal team, but I think they show fraud tendencies. I know, Colin, you don't want to hear that, but they do. And that's, what's going to happen in this one.
Yeah, I mean, if they play like they did yesterday or against Florida, I could see them losing to Robert Morris in the first round.
They're not going to lose to Robert Morris. Robert Morris is not good. You'll be okay.
I think they'll be fine, Robert Morris, and they got very lucky. Now,
we'll make it a quote card.
A second round matchup of Vanderbilt versus Alabama, that's shaky.
I'm not scared of that at all.
You're not scared of Vanderbilt?
I mean, we beat them by – I mean, they play the similar – I think Alabama, if Alabama plays a team like St. Mary's where they slow it down, that's where I'm scared. But Vanderbilt goes up and down the court, and I don't think they can shoot with us like that.
They did.
Still tough.
So they have wins
matchup
over Kentucky, Tennessee, and they beat 3 really good teams, right?
Brian, you were Mr. Vanderbilt all year, dude.
I like Vanderbilt a lot. I don't like their matchup with Alabama. Kind of like what Colin said. They play the same kind of style. They're just a lot worse at it.
If I think Vanderbilt was where Utah State is and played Tennessee and say, I think I would pick Vanderbilt probably.
Yeah, so Vanderbilt has wins over Missouri, A&M, in College Station. Wow. Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Some good wins. They also lost to Drake for Drake's only quad 1 win.
Yeah, man, look, we need a couple days to dial everything up, and, we'll have, I guess, the full we'll have a better idea on Wednesday of where we like and where we want to go.
Yeah, Thursday's podcast will be the real true breakdown after we've analyzed for all these days.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Wednesday night we'll record, and then bang, Thursday morning you'll get your fresh dose of Views from Section 400. that's just going to be, I think, just going over the first round, that whole show.
Yeah, it's going to be a long show.
You might have to cut winners and losers and move it to the Sunday show, or just not do it that week, because we're going to spend an hour and a half on the first round.
Yep. And we're going to have to figure out the schedule for March Madness.
Might be some programming updates. Stay tuned.
Yeah, because there'll be games Sunday nights too. So
are you guys recording tonight as well, or are we just gonna have this?
It'll be this, and then Matt, it's up to you if you want to record something, or I could just do an intro to put as the podcast intro.
I think we could just, if you want to do an intro. I mean, this has been pretty long. Like, I was thinking maybe we could do this, and we're in the heat of March Madness now, where we're just going to hop on and talk about the NFL for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll record an intro for this, and then the people can listen.
And to be fair, we did a lot of, like there hasn't really been crazy NFL news, unless I missed something.
Oh,
we still don't know where Rodgers
Cooper
is.
Cup, that's really about it.
Cooper Cup, yeah.
That's really about it. Well, I mean, this will just go straight to it'll be up on YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube, we don't have to worry about a video. It'll just be, I'll record an intro for the audio podcast.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Oh, because this is already going to upload right away.
Yeah, it's on
straight
YouTube.
Onto YouTube, and then I'll download this and then set it up as an audio file, and then it'll go up on the audio.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what would be headlines to talk about, but I feel like we're in the swing of March now.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, did Nick Irish goodbye us?
He said his phone died, and now he's eating dinner.
What did Irish goodbye,
he was in here, and then he left, and then he came back into like the waiting room, and I was like, wait, what did just happen?
I just noticed rolling four. I'm like, damn, this guy just Irish goodbye the podcast. I mean, good for him. I mean, what a move, Irish goodbye on a podcast. But it is St. Patty's Day or weekend.
That's true. Yeah. Oh man. I'm ready to start filling out these brackets. And if you want to fill out your bracket and get a chance to show up on the podcast and win some money, our bracket challenge is live. The link will be in the description here, as well as on all of our socials. It's just views from 400 in some iteration on each social media. But hop in there. We're already at like 20 people, and the bracket just got released. So hopefully we can get like 100 people in there.
And we'll get that number buffed up this week.
Yeah. The people are going to start joining now.
Oh, yeah. But, all right. Last time around the horn, I say F the whole, bold, the 13 seeds win, or, all right, Elite Eight.
You don't like my prediction?
Bold national championship before we hop off. Not even time, just who's going to win outright. Super bold. Think outside the box.
I like
it doesn't
this.
have to be right. It probably won't be right, but let's all give one out. Crazy pick.
Yeah, so that's actually a good transition too, because I am going to write a blog about one way each team wins national championship, and I'll even put the 16s in there. So look out for that, and if you have a team in this that's a 15 seed, I'll find a reason for you to have hope. But one crazy team I think can legitimately win a championship. I liked Will's New Mexico pick at the 10 seed. I think they're talented enough to win one. To get even crazier, I'll go with Grand Canyon.
Wow.
That's
you legitimately believe that they could win it all.
I legitimately believe New Mexico has a path to win it all. Grand Canyon's you want a crazy pick, here's your crazy pick.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking for. I'm not. If you give me like a 5 seed, I'm gonna be like, dude, go back to the drawing board. I mean, we're not doing this crap. I mean, it's got to be.
Well, Colin said he liked BYU earlier, so if he gives you BYU, is that allowed, or is that too low of a seed?
I mean, I was thinking more like I'll allow 6 and above. 6 and above is fine. I was thinking 5 and below is like, all right, man, that's pretty chalky. But yeah, is that where you're gonna go with Colin? BYU? I mean, I like BYU, but I lost a lot of faith.
I did too.
When I watched them in the Big 12 the other day.
Yeah, I was excited for that game, and then I turned it off very quickly.
Shame. Had a 4-leg parlay, and they were the only team that didn't win outright, man. Really, I was like 10 to win 250. I was really hyped up, and then they got blown out.
I think I might go with Arkansas.
Wow.
They got Boogie Flynn coming back. I saw that today.
All right, I'm sorry.
And
yeah, I mean, Calipari has clearly been here before.
Janelle Davis too.
Yeah.
Like I think that St. John's Arkansas second round matchup is really interesting if they both win. I don't think Kansas they just imploded. So
yeah, Kansas has not been great.
I like the Arkansas pick. I mean, it's the team people were picking to win the SEC in the preseason.
They have the talent, but I don't know where it all went.
No, they were less bad North Carolina.
Yeah. And then my pick would be I really like Louisville. I think they're an 8 seed. I'm not crazy about anybody in like the hardest matchup to me that they would have, and obviously it's going to be the hardest matchup. I just think if they were to hypothetically make it to the national championship, the only extremely tough game that they would have would be Florida. I just think everyone in the South is just like, I don't know. I just don't like anybody in the South. I like Auburn. I don't know. It's just every year. I feel like when you don't expect Auburn to make it far, they make it far, and then when you expect them to make it far, they don't make it far.
They haven't made it far since 2019. They haven't gotten out of the first weekend.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure weren't they like a 5 or 6 seed that year?
They were a 5 seed and they made it.
Yeah.
Oh. Took down UNC, Kansas, and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just dialing up the board here.
I don't know why he's being mellow.
Let's see. I mean, like, dude, if like, I feel like McNeese won it all last year, man. I would have looked like fucking the god of all gods, but we all know what happened.
The clip of you like, yeah, Gonzaga, yeah, and then losing by like 30.
Bro, I had to, dude.
You had to hype yourself up.
My reputation holds a lot of weight with these picks because the phone calls, I had to turn my phone off, dude. I got killed on that McNeese at halftime. Was getting killed. My phone wouldn't turn off. Wouldn't turn off, dude. It was unbelievable. I didn't realize that many people rode the Cowboys. But look, new year.
You got to be careful.
You do got to be careful. I do really like UC San Diego. It's the only problem I'm having PTSD of last year is I don't love their path. Meaning, well, I do. I think they can beat Michigan. I think they can beat Texas A&M, and then I'm stuck at Auburn. They're just not going to have enough willpower to get past. But Michigan State and Texas A&M, they absolutely can beat those teams.
Yeah, no, I like it.
So I'll probably have them, and this is official. Like UC San Diego will probably be in my Sweet 16 against Auburn.
And that would scare me.
And Will's done a little bit of convincing that maybe Louisville knocks off Auburn.
I hope people listen to Will.
Come on, Will.
Come on.
Have Louisville beating
What about
Auburn.
Alabama State, though? What would?
All right, chill out here. There's no need to stir that up.
He's got a point.
I mean, in-state rivalry potentially. You know, they didn't get recruited by Auburn.
That is a great point because there's people.
Right, no, we do not need to entertain this conversation.
There's
they were the
people
5
who are going
seed
to
in
be
the
thinking
SWAC.
about the in-state
They were the
matchup.
5 seed in the SWAC. The SWAC in the exactly murderer's row of basketball teams.
And then they're hot coming in, win the.
Get a play-in game under their belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's an angle to take, and Brian's going to have to write that in his blog.
I am going to have to write something good about Alabama State.
Well,
yes, I'm telling you, some of these, it's going to be tough to find an angle, but I will find one. So please read it.
You absolutely can for every single team. Whether it's a good or bad one, that's to be determined, but you can always find an angle.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna
But-
probably get that started tonight.
Yeah,
come out
let me just
some
give a
point early.
random team to win. I like VCU to win it all as like give me a random team. Who has Drake played this year?
Vanderbilt.
Yep,
Like that's their best win.
it's their one quad one win. They have a couple other decent wins. Let me find them.
I mean, they've been the team there for the past 2 years that everybody picks, and then they just lose. So it's bound to happen one time, eventually.
They beat Kansas State. That's a quad one win now. Beat Bradley twice. Beat FAU. FGCU. Green Bay. Everyone beat Green Bay. And Miami.
Will, super totally random, unrelated. What's going on with PGA really quick?
It is going to be a playoff that's going to tee off at 9 a.m. tomorrow because they don't have enough daylight. They don't have enough daylight because
I know, but fuck, man.
JJ Spawn missed the last putt to win it by that much.
I know, I saw it.
That's when I was
really
oh my
Rory,
god.
I really want Rory to lose. All right, I couldn't find anything on that. I didn't know if they were going to keep playing or.
Nah, they don't have enough daylight. Roy was saying even on 16, he couldn't see. He said he was struggling to see out there.
Oh, so yeah, they'll run that tomorrow. All right.
Might just take that
anything
cash
else
out.
here, fellas?
No, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Definitely. I mean, we'll all be in the drawing board figuring out our final brackets that we'll have to release probably on Wednesday. We'll release them on our website. Yeah, we did it last year
where we loaded it up onto our accounts, right? Like on our Views account.
Yeah, we'll have it go out on the Views account, and then
we got to get those up again.
And then, of course, our
I think we had them on the website too. No?
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Our full breakdown will be on the podcast on Thursday morning before the games start off. So you guys can go listen to that and get our thoughts on our national champions and upset picks and all that good stuff. I'm excited. It's March.
It's March. We're here. We have the bracket. We have 3 days to dial up and analyze. We'll be in the lab dialing this up for the next couple days. And really that Thursday morning show will be a full breakdown of the first round and more. That'll pretty much take you right up to 12:15 when the first round tips off. Well, I guess it's technically second round.
They used to say second round, and I think people got confused, so now it's first round again.
People just got annoyed. I got annoyed.
Yeah, it was really annoying.
I was like, dude, why are we calling this the second round when he did 4 whip-de-doo playing games just for more money? It was a joke.
Yeah, but it's called the first round again.
Yeah, they called the first round again. All right, we're good to go. That's all I got. Colin jumped in for a bit. Nick came in for a bit. Always love to get extra guys on. But yeah, March is here. I call this the McNeese goatee. Bang! I'll see y'all on the next one.
Lock the fuck in, Auburn.
You like that, Will?